let's start about external storage. So just we have seen what do you mean by internal storage. Now we'll see what do you mean by external storage, right? Now see what they want to say about the external storage, what Android team want to say about the external storage. Every Android compatible device supports the external storage that you can have to save the files. Every Android compatible device supports shared external storage that you can use to save the files, right? This can be a removable media such as an SD card, right, or an normal internal non-removable storage, right? See, external storage can be internal non-removable storage, right? That can also be external storage, remember that. Okay, files saved to the external storage are world readable and can be modified by the user when they enable the mass storage to transfer the files on the computer, right? Means that files can be viewable for the computer as well if you connect via USB. Okay, see, you can read this note. Okay, now using the scope directory access, so this is related to the 7.0 or the later, right? This is nothing but the 7.0 or the later scope directory access. Okay, so it is something like the file provider only. On the Nugget they have made some security settings. So in the Marshmallow they came up, or Android team came up with the runtime permissions, and here they have came up with some this thing. So I would be putting a separate video on this, right? How scope directory access works, we'll see that. Okay, now if you want to access, right, if you want to access external storage, you need to have this permission, right? External storage, right? Okay, let's get that, and let me open external storage. I have already created the module for the external storage. See this here in the manifest file, right? After application tag or before application tag, you are going to write this permission, write to the external storage. So this is a standard Android permission, write external storage. If you are looking to write to the external storage, you are going to do this thing. Okay, now next thing is that, see, you want to check if that media is available or not. There is one class called as environment which will tell the state of the media, right? State of the SD card or the external storage. How you are going to check that? Let me write that code over here. Say main activity, it is in, so again instead of internal storage, let me have external storage. Can you find the external storage? Yes, here external storage, right? I am selecting the module here. From here you select the module that is going to be running, right? Okay, now here same I would be writing, or I would be creating the same UI like earlier one. Linear layout orientation would be vertical, right? Say button, this, let me add one text over here. If you want to add the text, say at string btn, say save, say save. Instead of wrap content you can have match parent and say id at plus id btn save. Let me create another button match parent and wrap content id at plus id btn display Similarly, I will have text and say at android, sorry, at string btn display, like this, display. Okay, now let's have one text view over here. Same UI like earlier one. I don't want to copy. I can copy as well, but just for your information, I am typing the code. Right, ID at plus ID. You can say text data. Right here, we would be having something called as text data. Okay. Now let me enable the Java 8, which is important one. Now you are getting familiar how you are going to enable the Java 8 jack options. Say enable, you can say true, right? And in the Android closure, you would be writing compile options. What are the compile options? Source compatibility 1.8 and target compatibility 1.8. You can sync the project. Once you made some settings in the Gradle file, it's your responsibility to sync the project. Right? You have to sync the project. Okay. Now, display and this thing. So first thing, you are going to check media is available or not. SD card is working or working situation, or it is a bad. How you are going to check? See, there would be the method private, right? Boolean. I'm using wrapper classes. Instead of data type boolean, I'm using wrapper type, which is nothing but the boolean. Check is media good? Is media good? Right? So here let's have boolean state or is good is equals to false. Presently I would be having answer return true. Is good, is media good? Okay, now what you are going to do? If environment, right, if environment dot get storage external storage state, it is going to return you one string value dot equals. If environment dot get external storage dot get external storage state dot equals with one constant environment dot media underscore mounted, only mounted, then and only then is good is equals to what? True. In all situation it would be the false. Right? So instead of writing this much code, good programmer writes only one thing. Right? They copy this thing and paste over here. That's it. So instead of all that code, this much code is more efficient. See, this is nothing but one string. Can you see the type? Public static final string, right? You are checking string equality. From this function, you should come to know we are comparing the strings. We are comparing the two strings. Right? We are comparing strings over here. Environment.getExternalStorageState equals and this media underscore mounted. If media is mounted, then and only then you are going to do further operations. See, if media is good, then do. Else, you can report the user using toast. Right? Bad media. So here you can say bad media. Right? And show. That's it. Yes, you have checked this thing. You are checking memory card only. Instead of bad media. Okay. So whenever you would be writing the toast, don't write like this. Right? Create a private method void empty, kind of say string message, and then write this thing over here, right? You are going to get this thing over here, and you are going to get that message like this, empty. It's a good practice. So instead of this else and this curly brace, you can say empty, make text, and here you are going to get string from the resources. Get string, get resources dot get string, r dot string dot, right, bad underscore media message. Here you can create, say, bad media, or sir, whatever message you are going to pass. Yes, check SD card, check SD card, this, fine. This is a good practice if you want to give the strings like this, because tomorrow if your client says that, please don't make that SD card capital, don't make it capital, SD should be in the smaller case. You don't need to check the source, go to the string and make the change. This is a good programming practice. At the time of externalization, yes, we have seen this thing, right? Okay, now if media is good, then only then you are going to do further things. Now you are going to say find view by id, r dot id dot btn save dot set on click listener, this colon colon click, like this. So I am creating method reference over here, click, right? If it is good, then and only then do this thing. So you can write that's inside click as well, that check, but I don't want to user go inside anything if media is not working, right? Okay, then here you can check if view dot get id is exactly equals to r dot id dot btn save, then do this thing, else do this thing. Presently I have only two buttons, and that's why I am writing what, else, as a second clause. Okay, now likewise private void save data, private void save data. In this case I am going to store into the external storage. I am saying I want to save the data on the external media, right? How to do that thing? See, file, I am going to create object of file is equals to new file, this, where I want to store, I want to store this on the external storage. Now see, environment dot, here they have written few methods, can you see, saving the files that can be shared with other apps, saving the files that can be shared with other apps, other apps can get that data, saving the files that can be shared with other apps, and saving the files that are app private, means on the SD card you can store app private data as well. So it is not necessary that it should be inside internal storage only. App private data can be stored on the SD card. See, saving the files that are app private, saving the files that can be shared with other apps, saving the files that can be shared with other apps, and saving the files that can be app private. Just conceptualize it. See, right? Just conceptualize it. You have an SD card. On the SD card there might be some private files. You might have seen Android folder, capital Android. That capital Android folder is referred to this only. We'll do check for this. First let me write the code. File this environment dot get external storage public directory. See this, save public data. I'll say public data environment dot get external storage public directory. What I'm saying, environment dot get external storage public directory. And which is that directory? That can be the downloads, that can be the ringtones, that can be the movies, or that can be the root, on the root. So presently I am going to say environment dot directory underscore downloads and name of the file. You can say my.txt, like this. For the reading purpose I am giving some new lines over here like this. So you created new file. This much is the first parameter and this much is the second parameter. First parameter says the parent, second parameter says the child. In this directory I want to store this file. In this directory I want to store this file. Right? How? Writing the file logic would be the same. File output stream. FOS is equals to new file output stream, and you can say file, like this. Let me write all this thing in the try catch block. Catch exception E and say E dot print stack trace. You can get it and put over here this thing. I'm writing generic exception block. So how you would be writing FOS dot write hello codekul dot get bytes. Make sure that you are closing it. FOS dot close. FOS dot what? Close. Right? FOS dot close. Now let me run the method save public data. See, save public data. Right? Let me check, is it giving me error or it is executing properly? Where is the error? This one. Okay, one bracket is missing. Okay, let me run the code and let's see what happens. So we are running the code. Yes, Gradle is getting built, right? So I suppose I have not started this emulator with the SD card, right? If there is a no SD card, it will give us error. In that case, we need to rebuild the emulator with some SD card. Now see here, saving the files that can be shared, that is nothing but like this. See, file is equals to new file. They have given something, this pictures and name of the this. If that is not created, they have created the file. Likewise you can create also using make dirs. Okay, first let me check the output. I think it is getting stored. Let's go to external storage. Can you see the external storage over here? External storage, go to the app settings. Here you would be getting app settings and permissions. Can you see storage permission is not enabled? We are using above marshmallow, that is nugget. These are the runtime permissions, right? After the database topic, I am going to show you how to manipulate the runtime permissions programmatically. After the database topic, right? Every time user is not going to get over here. You are going to ask user. So let me enable it and then do this thing. Let me again open the external media or app and say save. Let's write the private void method for reading. Read public data like this. So I would be getting same file. I want to read same file. Let me have the same file over here. Now let's write the try catch block, catch exception e, and say e dot print stack trace. Right. So here file input stream FIS is equals to new file input stream, say file over here. Right. While you are going to write the logic, while true, odd loop you are going to write over here, while true. Right. Int ch is equals to FIS dot read if ch is exactly equals to -1, then you can break the loop like this. Else what you are going to do, append it to string builder. Builder is nothing but new builder, then builder dot append, go on appending the character, convert into the char and go on appending that chars over here. Make sure that you are closing the file input stream FIS dot close. Right, and I think we had taken the text view over here, this text data. Let me try to add find view by id, r dot id dot text data, and here you can say text view like this dot set text, you can say builder dot toString. You are having builder dot toString. Right, to the text view you are assigning the data, but make sure that you are reading from the external storage. You are reading from the external storage. Right, so I'll write that call over here. Read public data would be the method. Right, I'm calling read public data over here. Then this btn read, sorry, btn display, and this thing. Let's run the code and see what happens. I hope you are getting. Make sure that you can write this if media is good over here. So presently what would be happening if media is not, if media is bad, right? If media is bad, your click listeners will not work. Means you are restricting the users from some functionality. If you don't want to do this thing, this can be added over here or over here while reading and while writing, and that is a most specific situation based you are going to work. Right, now see save and display hello code cool. It is coming from external storage. From where it is coming? It is coming from external storage. Let me make this change which is looking me painful, this, and you can add it over here. At the time of reading, right, at the time of reading you would be checking the media. That would be the correct scenario. Right, that would be the correct scenario. So this else block would come to this, give proper suggestions to the user what's happening. This here as well you can give some proper suggestions to the user. Right, that your SD card is not working, please do something. Likewise, so why this error is there? Else I think one bracket is extra here. What's happening here? Are we missing something? Yeah, we are missing one end bracket. Okay, let me indent the code. Go to the code and can you say reformat the code? You go to the code and auto indent the lines. That's it. So your code would be the clean and formatted one. Indentation is very important. We are learning this thing from very beginning of the programming, right? So public data writing to the public storage and reading from the external storage, this is how it will work. So what is the different this thing environment.get external storage public directory, environment.get external storage public directory. So it is writing in the downloads. If we have the file manager in the phone, you can check that thing, but unfortunately there is nothing, right? There is nothing. We need to get that apk over here. We need to install that apk into the emulator, and after that you can see this thing. So there is one utility called as file explorer that comes with the Android SDK. With that thing also you can see the external storage, right? There is one command adb pull, adb push. If you have adb, with the help of adb you can pull files from emulator. With the help of adb you can push files to the emulator, right? So that is beyond the scope of this tutorial. If you want to get that thing, please see video on the adb, what adb can does, right? Okay, now what I would be doing is that, now I'm getting one question: can I make file explorer my own file explorer? This mobile is not having file explorer. Can I make file explorer on my own? Yes, you can absolutely make, right? So I would be initiating that code. It's your responsibility to go beyond and complete the code, right? I'll give you some scenarios. Now one thing is remaining, that is saving files that are private, saving private files on the SD card, right? So far we are saving some, what you can say, public files, that whenever your phone is getting connected to the computer or the laptop, you can see that files. But I want to store app private files. How? See, very simple. Get external files dir. We are going to call something called as get external files dir. Okay, now I will show you path likewise. Earlier code we have shown few path, private, void, say few important methods, right? File, or here what we can do is that, say string builder is equals to new string builder here, and builder dot append, right? Builder dot append, builder dot append what? Get external files dir. Can you see this thing? Get external files dir. So here you can give this for the root, or you can provide, say my would be the directory name, one directory. Okay, get external files dir dot get absolute path. So here you'll come to know what is this thing, this dot append. Let me add some slash n kind of thing over here, and before this let me append dot, what you can say, external, or say get same method, get external files dir. What it returns, we'll see. Get external files dir will return this thing. Okay, then builder say dot append. Now public dir environment, here I'll write public dir dot append environment dot get external storage public directory. What it returns, right? that we have used environment.downloads dot get absolute path. What it returns, see, two things we have seen. Get external files dir, what it is going to be written, get external files dir my and dot get absolute path dot append slash n, then append environment dot get external storage public directory for the downloads and its absolute path. What it is going to return, let's see. Right, I'll log it as well at codecool, and you can say plus builder dot toString here, and you can assign it to the text view as well. Text view, find view by id r.id dot text data, this dot set text, you can say builder dot toString, like this. Right, you'll come to know what these two methods are going to return you. Okay, now here I'll call few important methods which will show you the output of these two. See, it might show you the output over here. It's installing the APK, means soon you would be getting the output. Can you see this, these two things? Or let me copy this thing from here and let me paste it over here so that you can come to know. Public dir, and this is external or get external dir. See this. Storage emulated 0 Android data your package name files and my folder. Earlier was this much only, there was no this thing, but this thing is prefixed, means on the storage emulated 0 Android slash data, then your package name files and this, and see public directly, it is directly under the downloads folder. It is directly under what? Downloads folder. 0 might be some slots kind of, right, differentiation. I'm not confirm, but there might be something like that. 0 is also there, 1 is also there. But this is your external storage, this thing. This is completely your external storage. This accessed by all, and this is a app private. See, Android folder they have created over here. Right? Android folder they have created over here, and to that Android folder your this thing is about or this thing is very similar to the internal storage. This thing is only different. This is the difference. This says that I'm on the SD card, this says that it is a private data. So we have separated that full path in the two distinct sections. First say that it is on the SD card, second one says that it is a private, and it is a completely says that it is a public, anyone can access this. Fine, this would be the thing. Now if you want to store on the private, right, app private data, so what I'll do is that private void save app private. What I'm saying, save app private. What thing is going to be changed in this? If you want to save app private, what thing is going to be changed? Everything would be the same, just file where or location of the file, that is going to be changed. So instead of this environment.get storage public directory, what should I write? Get external files dir. And if you say this empty, means root, on the root only it will create Android directory and it will write the data, right, this thing. Now, so this would be the call. Read app private, I would be writing private void read app private this. So if you want to read the app private, code would be the same, just location of the file that would be getting changed. This, what it is going to change, location of the file, this location, get external files dir, and second one would be the my.txt root. It will give the root of the SD card, and if you give any directory over there, it will go inside that directory, right? So here what I would be writing is that save app private, right, and read app private, save app private and read app private. I'm just changing the methods. On the click, methods are getting changed. See now what it will do. Concepts are important, right? Methods are important. So here, so it is giving you this thing, save and display hello code pool, same thing, but location is different. The location where it is storing and reading the file, that is different every time. Fine. So what we have seen, get, first we have seen how to check your SD card is running or not using environment.getExternalStorageState. Second thing, we have checked how to write to the public storage using environment.getExternalStorage public directory, and then we are giving the location. Third, we have seen how you are going to write app private data on the SD card using get external files dir. Reading and writing is important, and that's what Android team is saying in the documentation over here, right? See, they are saying that if you are lower than 4.3, you might need to have read external storage permission. If you have not taken write external storage, you need to have specifically read external storage, right? Okay, cache, then same, it is about the same. Get external cache dirs, like this. Can you see? Get external cache dir. Here they are saying. Likewise the cache. So on the external storage there would be one cache folder, and into that it would be getting stored. If you want to see the path of this, how you are going to get the path of this, see over here I can add one more dot append cache dot append over here, get external cache dir. Can you see? Dot get absolute path. So here it will give you the cache dir path. If you want to store something cached, if you want to cache something, means you are downloading one PDF from web, suddenly internet goes off, that much downloaded file you are going to store in the cache, and again you will start it once internet is back, that from the same location file download should be started. You need to implement both server and client side for this, right? And there is one clear cache method, right? Clear cache is going to clear cache, one button there, right? There is one button, clear cache, that is going to clear these files. Fine. Now what I would be doing is that I think it is running. Here you can see this. Where is cache? Cache is not there. Public dir. See cache. Storage. No, this method is getting called very first time. Few important methods. I think I have not written the slash n over here. Dot append slash n. Let me run the code once again and see what happens. Here you would be getting some changes. Caching. See this. Storage emulated 0 Android. Again it is app private. Again it is what? App private on the SD card. So this defines it is a app private. This defines, sorry, this defines it is a app private, and this is nothing but the data, external data. Fine. So this is all about the external storage, internal and external storage, right? So next topic is the SQLite, that we'll see in the next tutorial, right? Yeah, if you like our videos, do not forget to subscribe us and like us on the YouTube. If you get any problems, please comment on the video. We are there to solve your queries. Thanks a lot for listening us.